Here's what the almost finished program looks like. And actually I can run this and you can see what's going on here. If I click the right arrow, the fish does go to the right, only it doesn't stop. If I hit the left arrow, it goes to the left, up it goes up, down it goes down. And let me just stop it for a moment. So let me talk about what I'm doing here. This is pretty obvious stuff. I've made two variables, one called X amount, one called Y amount. And initially I'm setting the sprite's position to 0, 0, which is the center of the screen. And then forever, I'm changing the X value by X amount and the Y value by Y amount. Well, you know, to change X and to change Y, that just changing X means make it go in the X direction, either positive or negative. Change Y, of course, makes it go either up or down, right, in the Y direction. And X amount and Y amount are variables. Initially, they're both 0, but I'm changing those variables by using another bunch of forever loops. And let's take a look at one of them. Now, there are 3 other forever loops very similar to this one. This one says if they hit the right arrow, switch to costume right, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute, and change the X amount by 1, right? Because if I hit the right arrow key, I want it to go to the right, which means I'm changing the X values by 1. So let me just show you what the costumes look like. I made a different costume for each direction of the fish. So one to the right, one up, one down, one to the left. And of course, you can do this with any sprite. I just made multiple copies of the sprite and then just flipped it either left, right, or up, down. And that sort of allows me to control how I want the sprite to look when it's pointing in different directions. So you're going to do something similar to that. So this is an almost complete code here. Again, you're going to need 3 other scripts very similar to this to handle what happens when you hit the left arrow key, the up or the down arrow key. And then I also want that drifting effect, which I talked about a little bit how to do that in the previous video, that real short video. That's going to require that you add a couple of lines. That's all you need to do, a couple more lines to this forever loop where you make the X amount and Y amount decrease by some value so they get smaller and smaller and smaller, closer to 0. Again, think about how I did that in the previous video. You're going to do something similar here, and I think you'll get that nice drifting effect. So once again, you're going to add 2 lines of code to this forever loop. And then, of course, you need to make 3 other scripts very similar to this script right here to make it move in the other 3 directions. And that's all there is to it.